nice meeting you. How are you today?
Nice meeting you too.
So I understand that you want to improve on one of your goals, right? So what is that you want to talk about today?
So I'd like to talk about, thanks for the opportunity.
You're welcome.
And I would like to talk about increasing the confidence to my peers, to my juniors, and how we can work for common, shared vision kind of stuff.
Okay. Is it increasing your confidence or is it increasing the confidence of your
I think it will be a team effort. So increasing the confidence in me as well as who are working with. As a team, we want to grow our confidence. We work in a service industry, meet customer daily. Okay. So I think it's a common goal for all of us.
Okay. So how does it look now? If you say that you want to increase the confidence, why do you think that you need to increase confidence?
Right. So let me share a little bit context, like where I work and how I work with my team. So I work in an IT service company, and we provide software solution to our customers. So whenever we are reaching to customer with different, value-added services, whatever we can offer, definitely confidence improvement is necessary because customers should get the confidence in us, and that's why we get the project. So this is one. So this is, I'm talking about the external confidence that we are building with my customer and that kind of thing. And it's not only me. My team also meets with the customer. So it's important as a team we have that common confidence so that we can reach out. So as a team we need to improve. I think that's one area. The second area is I work with multiple team members. There are some direct report and there are some indirect reports as well. So what I would like to do from the team perspective, my team should be empowered and enabled so that they can grow up as well as help me to grow up as well. Okay. So if that answers the question.
Right. So if I say that right. So you are not only talking about increasing confidence of you as well as the team, it is also about the customer getting confidence on what you do when you deliver, right? Is that right? Okay. So in this talk today, right, what will be your goal? What do you want to achieve at the end of this conversation?
Yeah. So let's think about the challenges today, right? Okay. It's not like our earlier days where you will get promoted, you will get salary increment. I'm just talking about my team confidence, and then I'll come to the customer confidence first. So earlier days, it was pretty easy. Company size is small, economic situation is I think better, less number of people. So everybody working good, and you can give them promotion or salary increment. Those kind of things are pretty easy compared to whatever you are seeing. Now the challenge is here, our company is big. The promotion quota and everything, as you know, as an IT service company, I'm getting challenged every year. So now the problem comes how I can motivate or bring the confidence up from my team members as well, right? So that's a big part, I think. So this is my main challenge right now. And I'm hoping that with effective communication between my team members and myself, as well as my management, I can bridge that gap. I can bring the confidence up. And confidence means not only how to get the business, as a team, how we can work better, how we are getting motivated, deliver for the customer. That's primary.
Okay, since we have three parts, right? Increasing your confidence, increasing the team's confidence, and also, I think by the way, the confidence of the customer also will increase on you, right? So where do you stand in a scale of 1 to 10 now on individual level as well as a team level, if you want to go on a customer level also?
Okay. So individual level, I'm kind of. Okay. So on individual level, I'm the single point of contact from the customer side for new business and the business development. Okay. So it is absolutely important they feel as a trustworthy person from my behalf. So it's not only how to earn the business, how I can add the value, how they are seeing that this initiative or venture that probably Somnath is talking about, how it will bring the maximum value. Then only they will give me the business.
Right.
So I would rate myself pretty high. I mean 8 out of 10 based on my experience with multiple stakeholders from the customer end, if you are thinking about it.
Okay. So that's customer's confidence on you is 1 to 10 is 8. So what about individual? How do you feel confident in doing things?
So my confidence level depends on multiple things. Number one is how my team feels about my leadership. That is one. Second one is how I have grown up as my content wise, like on my field, how expert I am, how much value I'm putting in into each discussion. So that is one. And the third part is kind of social interaction, how friendly you are, how honest you are rather than friendly. I think how honest you are you talking from your heart or not? So those are the areas. I believe I'm pretty confident on that. I would still rate myself maybe 7. Because I would like to improve few stuff on that. So definitely.
And third one is about your team, like how confident you are that your team can deliver what you want to do.
Right. So I think that's the number you say. It's a 6. I would go for the lower on that because there are multiple touch points, meaning there are multiple social interactions available there. It's not a single member. It may be, I would say around 40, 50 folks, right? So everyone is at their different level of their career. Their expectation is different. So have to manage that appropriately. So some are good, some are, I'm working with them. So you would say 6. I'll put myself 6 there.
So you brought one important point here, the fourth dimension I would call. You said customers' confidence on you and your team, your self-individual confidence on doing things. The other thing was the confidence of the team in delivering products to the customer. And the fourth one I see is confidence of management, your company's management on you and your team delivering the product.
Okay.
So in the interest of time, right? So we have 4 dimensions of it, right? Which one of them that you want to discuss today, so that you have some action plan when we leave this meeting?
So let's address the weaker one or the challenging one rather than.
Which one?
The challenging one is between interaction between myself and my team, and how I can share a common vision all across the team so that they can work together, or we can work together rather than and provide them. I think that's the maximum challenging part.
So I heard the word communication with your team, right?
Communication with your team.
Common challenge. So how does that relate to the confidence that you are talking about?
Yeah. So let's take an example. Okay. Let's say we have a mission critical delivery. It always has, and a team works on it, right? And let's say we do have to deliver. I'm just making it up. Maybe in a week's time, and that involves a Saturday, Sunday working as well, right? So in a team, as you know, there are different intellectual levels. Each person is not, if you think from that person's perspective, might not be feeling that much confident to deliver or that much confident to bring the value, right? Let's say one example, a few days back there was a presentation and one person was telling, I cannot present.
Okay.
Because, this is a technical term, I can think about how to lay it out, but I cannot present. That's my problem. I am not confident on that.
Okay.
So what we did, I worked with him as well as a couple of other team members.
Okay.
We tried to understand, because it was important that he present himself in front of customer rather than I do it or some other guy do it. Right. Because there are some kind of dynamics and we are trying to project him as a strong technical lead in that area. So it's always important he comes up, stands up what he's going to deliver and talk about the content, right? So we did some dummy run or mock run and tried to help him. Like here are the areas where, key point. Gave him time to, rehearse and come back. And finally he presented after this kind of coaching session, internal coaching session or mentoring session, whatever it is. And it went well. Customer is happy. So, and it is important that we are projecting him as a middle management leader kind of, who will manage the entire team on the architectural perspective. So it also improved his confidence, it improving as a company our reputation.
So if I say that as of today's goal, right, you want to know how you want to plan, walk through how to increase the confidence of your team, by which your confidence will automatically increase.
Right.
Because you are confident about your team delivering what. Do you agree with me on that?
I agree. Yes.
Okay. So and you said that your teams is 1 to the scale of 1 to 10, right? It's 6 times of 6. why do you think that?
Because what I see, there is a lot of scope of improvement. It's not like that they are unhappy, that's why 6. I'm thinking the improvement, there is a lot of scope of improvement. So 6 can be taken to 8, 9, maybe in a proper coaching manner if we can follow. So I'm thinking about few options.
Okay.
I can share that with you. Like example, informal session, not only during office hour. Maybe after office, meet sometime, and talk about something. Let's say Super Bowl or something else. So that that hierarchical structure that generally an organization has, and specifically a company like us has, right? How to break that barrier? How to take that down?
Okay.
Okay. So those kind.
Okay. You are thinking about conducting informal sessions with your team so that it helps in bringing the confidence among the team, and then that helps you in going forward. Right? Good. So what else you're thinking about?
So this is one. Second thing is our internal academic training. There are let's say specific field, right? If you're an architect, then maybe an architectural training. If you are a PowerPoint presentation skill, then that training. So I always try to push our team in a way to go for those training, get expert help, get more professional certification, and improve your skill set. In other words, so that's my secondary plan that I have. And there is another one which is third. It has two parts. One is advertising to customer, saying about internal projection, like this guy is good in this, and you have to give him the chance, and then he will improve. So that kind of thing. And the same thing you do in the internal management side as well. So it's a kind of advertisement or trusting on their potential. If I see someone and pull him or just create the path for him, right, so that he or she can excel.
Okay, so it's more of complimenting, telling people and protecting him, and that's a good thing that will happen. So what else worked for you as of now? Did you try any of them, and what worked?
And then the third one, like the social interaction with informal one works pretty well for me.
Okay.
Even the advertisement one, which I'm talking about, like bringing one person and advertise for him or her in front of customer as well as internal stakeholders. But you have to be cautious on that, Right. So there is a balance, but I think that also I have managed pretty well, part my opinion, absolutely. So.
Okay, so you have informal sessions where you take the team out and then build confidence on things.
Yeah, just internal, individual trust among each other.
Okay, you build trust.
Feel free and talk something.
Okay, good. That's good. And then you talked about training, and also you talked about projecting your team to the customer and management, complimenting them, so that appreciating them, right? So, and do you have any other idea that you want to?
Yeah, important point is mistake will happen.
Okay.
But do not shy away from the mistake. Mistake will happen, and unless it's a really catastrophic one, I do not think that does matter. So we need to, as a leadership team, I think it is very clear to our team members that mistakes are welcome. I mean, you can be able to do mistakes, but as long as you are learning from it and fix it. So that kind of thing.
So you're saying do not punish for mistakes that you
absolutely
learn from the mistakes and then take them forward.
Yes.
That sounds good. So I think you have four action items that you can try out, right? And you said you tried out the informal one, and then you're going to try the training one, and other 2, 3, right?
Correct.
And so how committed are you in building this team confidence? I understand that you explained the consequence of it. What is that you get when you build it? Right? How committed are you in building that confidence within the team?
Very committed. I mean, even my success depends on this. It's not how I work. No. It's how this team works, right? So it is absolutely committed from my professional perspective. Without that, I do not think even I will be successful. If you think from my career perspective also.
So if you go back to the scale, right? How committed are you in a scale of 1 to 10?
I would say I'm 10 on this.
10 on very good.
10 on this.
Okay. So when you rated your team is currently 6, after following all these steps, where do you want the team to be? How scale of 1 to
Scale
10.
wise.
Right.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Team perspective, I mean, theoretically, I would like to be there as improved as possible. So you can say 10. But, it's always multiple team members involved in it. So maybe 8, 9. I'm not too sure, but as much improvement as possible.
What is the immediate step that you want to take in this action items?
Yeah, immediate step is based on, it depends on my work schedule, delivery schedule, and the customer meetings, right? So, immediate perspective, what I'm thinking to enable these guys or enable our team a little bit more. Go ahead and talk and feel free. Talk to customer, talk to internal management, um, bring the best out of your team members, right? So that I think the preliminary thing. So generally we do have a monthly meeting kind of stuff. This month's meeting I'm going to formalize it a little bit more. This is the direction we're going. Nothing to formalize, but more or less, letting everybody know that this is the direction we are going. So please, let's focus on this as a team together.
Okay.
That's pretty much.
So how you will measure this success, right? So we talked about action items, right? You want to increase the confidence of the team. How do you think that?
So here is the structure that I'm thinking. I have 4 or 5 direct reports, and there are indirect reports, right? Those guys are reports to them. So these 4 or 5 folks, I think 5, they are empowered to understand how the as a team, as a module, they are improved. So we have defined a few criteria. Okay, like let's say in a month, how many times I have presented in front of customer. And customer meaning I'm not talking about the top stakeholder, maybe the internal project management team, internal architecture team. So those kind of things. So how many times you have presented, and that can be multiple person together. That's fine. And what is the outcome on a scale of 10? How much, where they can improve in a way, right? So let's say in architectural meeting they have presented and they are happy about 7. Maybe there are 3 scale which they could have improved in the previous better, right? So those are the tracking criteria that we have established, and we will work on that. So that's the plan.
That's a good idea. So are there any tools that can help you? Do you think about the tools that can help you in doing so?
Yeah, so this we are in the second semester, so we're going through that grow model.
Which we are talking about
we're talking about now, but you are probably matured on that, so I'm just getting the nuances of it, right? So I'll try to collect whatever I learned till now and come out with in our model, in a workable scenario, how much I can integrate in a subtle way. So that is my plan, but I have to work on it, realistically speaking.
Okay. What else you think about? Is there anything that you want to add here that you think will work for you?
The additional thing that I can think about the increasing confidence is the appreciation, because when we work for appreciation, not for any money. Right. In this world, appreciation is the key thing, right? That's why everybody is working for it. So we need to figure it out how frequent that appreciation can be, but at the same time, it should not be, invalid kind of. You understand? So kind of valid appreciation. So that appreciation, I can send an email saying that good work, but it is always important if it comes from my management level. So again, it ties back to my advertising comment that I made, So in a way, it's basically similar.
So these steps is something, one of them informal you already started. So when you think that you want to plan starting other action items, like other ideas that you want to implement?
Actually, the fourth one I have already started. Fourth one meaning enabling our team members to talk or with customers, okay? With
take risk.
Yeah, take risk. feel free to fail.
Right.
Unless, as long as it's manageable, right? So that part I have already started. I'm doing it for already maybe a couple of years. So I have seen always that gives you a lot of benefit. I think the maximum benefit of this.
Okay. Okay. Uh, if you don't have anything else, then I'll summarize and what we think.
That will work.
So I understand that your goal is to increase confidence at a 4 dimension. I think you want to increase your self-confidence, your team's self-confidence, right? And then the confidence of the customer on your team and on you as well as management's confidence on you as on the team, right? And then you want to go on the building confidence of your team. And then you listed out 4 ideas like having informal sessions, training, and then appreciating the team whenever they succeed and not punishing them when they fail, and creating an environment where they can go and take some risk. Right?
Penalize, punishing, not punishing. Penalizing. That's
so,
a little bit about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So these are the 4 things that we talked about. So I hope you follow them, and then once you have followed them, I would like to know how it works. Is there anything that I can help out? We can meet again and talk about it.
Sure.
Thanks so much. Thanks for this.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks, Tom. Thank you.